What's up, guys, and welcome to another Overwatch replay, the show that gives you all the tips and tricks you need to know to become a better Overwatch player. Today we're going to be going over a couple of tips and tricks you could use to play a better Ana on your team, specifically being a solo Ana on Lijiang Tower. So today I decided to play Ana, obviously, and we're going to be going over a couple tricks here. So if you take a look at our team, we actually have a pretty solid team here. I mean, this team alone, without the sixth person here, is actually pretty solid. We've got two tanks in Reinhardt and D.Va. These are pretty much the two tanks that are doing the most work in the meta. Then we also have the most important DPS at the moment in the meta, which is Reaper, and then we've got Soldier as well, who's doing some solid shit as he always does because it's Soldier 76. And I'm Ana, so all I have to do right now is make sure that Reinhardt and D.Va are well healed, because they're very large targets, super easy to hit, and can't really complain. Reaper can heal himself, as he does now with even doing damage, and Soldier can obviously heal himself. So being the solo healer now is not actually that difficult. All I have to do is heal the tanks. I think we might get a look at maybe... Alright. Let's get the full team, maybe? Okay, so we don't get the full time bid, but I believe we get... Let's see if we see him. Yeah. Get a Junkrat? No. Whoever... I think is a Genji, actually. Yeah, it looks like Genji to me. So we also get a Genji who's really good at flanking, and that's pretty solid for us. So if we push ahead, we start off at the market level, I believe is what it's called. We have a little rough start here, but things are doing fine. Our Soldier actually pushes out, and this is generally not how you want to start off in the market. But because we're at 1300 ranking, I'm doing the best I can to fill the team and heal them up. Strategy sort of goes out the window at 1300 SR, and you just got to deal with it. You just got to make do with what you can. So what does Soldier do immediately? You can see he's actually here. I think we get his outline soon enough. Yeah, so what is he doing? What exactly is he doing? So this is Soldier over here. He's standing still. And he's firing off a couple shots. Sure, he's not getting hit immediately. But when you're standing still in Overwatch, that's just sniper bait, man. And look what happens. He takes in one shot. Luckily, I know it wasn't a sniper. Actually, I think they do have a Widowmaker. So yeah, maybe it was a Widowmaker. He takes about 3/4 of his health just because he was standing still, man. GG. So anyways, I keep him healed up. Luckily it wasn't a headshot because losing Soldier would suck. And then we push the exact wrong way you want to be pushing. So it's fine to push this way if you have a Lucio on your team and you're already moving fast. So if you're moving fast, you're gonna... and the enemy team doesn't have a Lucio, then you're going to meet them at the opposite corner, at the opposite entrance, which is the same on either side of this level. And if you do, then you're going to meet them in the middle, or maybe they push around this way. So because we don't have a Lucio, and I'm the solo healer as Ana, we should not be pushing this way. What if they had a Lucio? All he would have to do is use his boop. He would be right here. If he was right here and we ran right up here, we would all get booped off, and GG. Or he would at least get 1 or 2 picks, and that's all you really need to take the point in this point. So I see this Mercy here, but because they nerfed Ana's damage, actually Ana is a little bit tough to play on Lijiang Tower, because it's so enclosed in Lijiang Tower, as it should be. I guess it's I don't know where it is, but it's in China, in a city in China. Maybe Beijing or Shanghai. Very enclosed place. It's a city, man. Come on. So I see the Mercy, and it's very difficult as Ana to get any healing done because on this specific point. But I do want to play Ana, and I want to get better with her, so this is why I chose her. So I actually see this Widowmaker over here, and she's just free reigning, firing shots on in, and I back off a little bit because I get hit by one. And then I jump back in. She could have killed me immediately. In fact, that would have been an amazing move by her part. But instead, she lets me get a great grenade off to save this D.Va. So I saved D.Va. And by the way, well, whatever. Well, maybe you'll notice the names of two of the enemy players. One of them being this one. I thought it was pretty funny. But maybe it's not that funny to you guys. Anyways, yeah, so Widowmaker ends up getting Soldier 76. Zarya picks up Reinhardt, and we're in real trouble here. So I am trying to heal as much as I can with D.Va because they didn't actually push on the point. We lost two of our main people that can hold this point. D.Va not being one of them, but luckily Genji comes back and they didn't do anything about it, so actually I'm not entirely sure what happened there. But I'm trying to keep this D.Va alive as long as possible because no one's threatening me on this side. So if I'm not getting threatened at all, I'm not gonna be too worried. So as you can see, I know that D.Va was taking a lot of damage, but if you see just a couple frames before, we have the Zenyatta here, the Reinhardt here, and also the Widowmaker there. So that's three people I can't really do anything against, mostly because of the Reinhardt. And I guess the Widowmaker and the Zenyatta too. And so I figure, you know, I'm not taking too much damage on the side, so I'm going to poke back out. And Widowmaker misses a shot. I'm very lucky I didn't die there, because then we'd be down a healer, and this push would have been useless. Even though it sort of ends up that way anyways. So all three of our DPS go in one by one. Soldier going in first, because he's fastest, obviously. I try to keep him alive. He backs up. Perfectly fine. So a couple key things about Ana. You're going to get... and then maybe you're coming in from console, etc., etc. This is tips on Ana for PC, and because I'm playing on PC. So scoping in is generally going to get you more consistent healing, because really you're way more accurate that way. You've got you're making all your targets larger, essentially, is what you're doing by zooming in. So Reaper is a lot easier to hit if I've zoomed in. Of course, that Soldier is a lot easier to hit, and that's why he's alive right now, because I healed him. Our D.Va dashes in, luckily not taking any damage. I get one shot on Zenyatta. I throw in my my sleep dart as a hope. Actually, it was a grenade. No, it was sleep dart. Never mind. So it's fine. And here, luckily, Reinhardt actually saves me from this ult here. And I back up because I figured, well, he's gonna try to do something. I don't know. Maybe turn around and shoot the point, because he's facing the Reinhardt here. But he actually makes a smart move. He recognized that I'm the only healer, and he pushes out this way, which Reinhardt is too slow to heal me, to protect me with, and I actually kept backing up, which was a mistake. So Ana is absolutely, especially on this level, all about positioning. Because if you're not positioned well, let's say you're in the front of your team, you're going to get killed. And if you're killed, you're not doing anything to help your team. So, and especially if you're positioned poorly as Ana, you're not going to be healing your team either, because you won't be able to, you need them in your line of sight. It's very important. So this Soldier makes a pretty smart move in order to kill me there. And I think our Genji gets one kill, and Reaper gets another kill. Reinhardt gets another kill on Zenyatta. Widowmaker's taking people out, but she's not on the point, so we end up pretty much capturing it. So Widowmaker gets 2 kills, we get 3 kills, and because Widowmaker wasn't on the point, we ended up, and Genji actually took down Widowmaker, we took the point. And then, so that's all the information I'm gaining. So if you don't already have it on, please turn on the kill feed for yourself. That's all the information I got just because I watched that. So it's really important to keep the kill feed on. Here we have a failure. I'd say an interesting ult. So I wasn't expecting it, obviously. I'm just keeping Soldier alive to keep him alive. And Zarya uses her ult. I put her to sleep, luckily, but I get dashed by Reinhardt because he's trying to clean up here. Wise enough move because no one's on the point because it's 1300 SR and we're super disorganized. But we kept the point until to take the lead, and that's not bad. I'm telling everyone I have Nano Boost. Incredibly useful ability, but I hold on to it for a little while longer. Actually, this entire map, because I don't see that useful of a chance to use it. So I see this Reinhardt's definitely taking a little bit of damage, and I'm working my way towards him. This is actually a point where telling him to back off a little bit would have been useful. So as Ana, of course, you can't heal anyone if they're behind a wall, right? If Reinhardt is behind a wall like he is, I can't heal him. So you need to tell people that they are not in your line of sight, or they need to have the hindsight to be able to know that, and that they're taking damage. This Reinhardt doesn't give a fuck, and he's just swinging his hammer willy-nilly. He's critical, and luckily the Zarya backs off. She could have killed him easily. And as you see, some sweet stretch animation from Overwatch. This is how Overwatch works. If you freeze it at certain frames during animation, Reinhardt's hammer gets way bigger than it should be. But yeah, so I'm healing him a little bit, but I missed my grenade, and I'm sort of just following him around. And luckily, no one's doing any damage to my team. I'm a solar healer right now, so I should not be having to chase around someone to heal them and then go in and out of cover and put myself at danger just to heal them. That's not how playing solo healer works. And it should not work that way. But at 1300 SR, people don't care, and they just assume they're going to get healed, or they just don't care. So that's exactly what happens. Is Reinhardt Diplodocus. What a name. I throw a healing grenade on him, on D.Va here, because I see that we have 3 people pushing on this Reinhardt. Obviously, he's going to die. So I'm like, oh man, aw shit. We're in trouble. They're trying to make their push now. So I know where my team is. So being aware with Ana is your #1 ally. So I see where my team is over here, Reaper and D.Va over here. I can probably get to at least way more safety than I am currently. So I just run straight into them, back up, and try to put a grenade on them, which I do. So I can heal them way faster than I need to. As you can see, D.Va took an immense amount of damage here. She almost died. This is pretty much D.Va's worst nightmare here. But yeah, so she almost dies, and I heal her pretty much back up to the point where she's fine and functional. And I try to keep Reaper alive, he dies, and then I get pooped off by Lucio. Peter Jensen. Don't look up who Peter Jensen is at all, or Sophie D. I swear to God, kids, if you do that, don't do that. Anyways, yeah, so we push forward, and our team pretty much ends up clearing the point, and we win the point, even though I got pooped off. So it was an unfortunate ending for me, but we're fine. So I'm doing alright as Ana. I want to kind of main her. She's incredibly useful and vital point to almost any team, I'd say. So it's not bad to main her. You always need at least one healer anyways, which is all we have. So the Genji Reaper Soldier combo is doing wonders on DPS, and we have 2 solid tanks, so they're doing your job. So I just said, at least I can't really get pooped off in this map because I was pissed off I got pooped off. And here is kind of a tough choice. So Obviously, 1300. We're not going to group up or anything. So as Ana, you kind of want to be outside of the battle, healing people, whether it be pretty far away because you're a sniper or just kind of far away. And then you want to use your your sleep dart to put people asleep if you are getting chased or anything, or to put people asleep so your team can focus them. So those are your abilities, and then obviously the heal grenade is incredibly useful to shut down enemy ults or abilities and things like that, or even healing on the other team. So this is the exact thing that you don't really want to do on this level. Another reason why Widowmaker is actually pretty solid of choice on Lijiang Tower. So this is going out here without any protection, like Reinhardt's shield or D.Va's defense matrix, is pretty dangerous. And it's exactly what I do. And I knew they have a Widowmaker, so this was just poor judgment on my part. And if you are aware of what their team has, never do this dumbass shit that I just did. I should be dead. But because 1300, I'm not dead. Lucky me, right? So, I keep Reinhardt alive. And here I see that D.Va is essentially out of her mech, it looks like, and I have two large targets here. I know that Reinhardt just dashed D.Va, so I know where he's going to be. I miss his... I actually miss him because D.Va dashed him. And so I turn around and immediately react. I'm like, okay, D.Va, you need to be healed. So I zoom in to try to get a little more healing on her consistently, and no one's really focusing me at all. Zarya had the perfect chance to scare me off. That would have been perfectly fine. I'm just telling the other team, Jesus Christ, maybe you should focus the one healer they have on their team. D.Va would be dead by now. D.Va would be completely dead. Basically, Zarya was on this side of me. She could have just killed me, pretty much. And then someone on this side could have killed D.Va, and then Mei could have frozen her, etc. I mean, that's just smart play on their part. I try to sleep the Mei, but she freezes herself, and I know my soldier is asleep, and I'm trying to heal D.Va here, but I'm getting body blacked by this Mei, who clearly doesn't even know I'm here. I mean, just look at these dead eyes. What? Does she have transition lenses? Don't get transition lenses. You look like a fucking nerd. I'm kidding. Transition lenses are the most useful thing in the world. Anyways, Mei's doing her thing, not caring about the one healer on the team. So they're... Oh my god. Zarya puts her ult in, and we... don't even know. I don't even know how to explain this. We're already 19 minutes, so we're not even going to explain it. It was a lot of dumb shit that happened, and they didn't kill anyone. So Reinhardt makes an interesting choice. At least he chose probably a correct target here. He dashes the Reinhardt off the stage. Fine. I will trade Reinhardt for Reinhardt if we're going to trade our Reinhardt for anyone, right? Because I'm keeping this D.Va alive, and it's really tough. So... again, as Ana, there's a pretty solid place you can hold yourself up on. Putting yourself on the point is a little iffy, but in this situation, it's not that bad. This is just a mistake because I can't type or use a keyboard at all. I wanted to melee the Zarya, obviously, there, but I hit C instead, and I told everyone I need healing. Anyways, they haven't stole the point yet, and I take this point to just completely push them off the point. So I see Reinhardt here. I see that they have 3 people trying to push the point. Granted, it's just Zarya and 2 healers, but I figured Reinhardt needs some extra help with this. They're probably going to stick back, especially the Ana, but she's not doing that well of a job. Granted, I mean, come on. They had 2 healers, and we had 1 Ana, and they didn't win. So, anyways, Reinhardt uses his ult. Actually, a fantastic use of his ult. He misses a dash there, but gets the Mercy. I'm not sure. Whoops. I'm not sure who he was trying to dash after, but it was pretty successful there. So yeah, let's... maybe this is not... Yeah, this is it. So right, he takes his point to use his ult. Actually, I'm not entirely sure Reinhardt's ult goes through Zarya's shield. Maybe it has to do with the amount of damage the shield can absorb. But anyways, Reinhardt takes out... there you go, Peter Jensen. Go look her up, kids. And then Zarya backs up, makes a smart move, but I sleep her. So this is actually a pretty solid push on our part. So I see that Reinhardt's doing his thing. I'm keeping him alive. Of course, another thing you want to keep track of, because just in general, is how many shots you have, particularly with Ana, because healing yourself can be the difference between life or death for someone. So I see that Sophie D, go look her up, kids. Don't look her up, who knows, is right here. And as you can see, I'm leading her with my shot. So my crosshair is right here. I want to put her away to sleep because Reinhardt is over here. This is about the range of his attacks right here. And he can't really do anything to her, or him, who knows. So I put her to sleep, actually a pretty solid sleep dart, and she ends up getting killed by Pharah. Yeah. No, Reinhardt actually. Reinhardt pushed forward. I back off because I know that's not where we need to be. And I reposition myself on the point where I know we need to be. So, another thing I could have done that might have been safer on a higher level play is to push into this household, because I can probably heal the point as Ana in that household as is. At the same amount as I could while on the point. Okay? So, let's look at the point here. So we have D.Va taking a lot of damage from Reinhardt. So, and I am down my grenade because I needed to heal myself, or whoever the fuck I needed to heal. As solo healers, Ana, your grenades are essential to yourself. So you need to be greedy as fuck with your grenades. So Reinhardt misses his ult somehow, and I'm totally fine, and we take him out. Waste of an ult. So you want to get as much value out of each grenade as possible if you're solo healing as Ana. So you want to be able to heal yourself, but you also want to be able to help your team take advantage of the grenade. In general, that's what you want to do as Ana, but you can see zooming in absolutely helps, even on a very slender and mobile character as Genji. Yeah, let's talk about that. So your grenade is your resource, essentially. And he basically out, I think it's 10 seconds. Reinhardt saves Genji there, very nice play. You're basically out 10 seconds every grenade, or maybe 9 seconds and shit. Let's find out. It's 10 seconds. So, yeah, so it's really, really vital that you use it, especially if you're solo healing yourself, because Ana can't heal herself. So it's really important that she keeps it to herself and be as greedy as possible. When you take some damage, really important to use it yourself. On yourself, rather. This Reinhardt does a fine job after getting res, but I believe we just killed them all here, even without a healer. So that just sort of says how shitty the other team was. GG. Anyways, I try to get as many heals as possible here, and I come back in. Throw a grenade in. So right now, it's not a bad choice to throw a grenade in. I figured it's pretty predictable when Mei's going to use her get out of her freeze thing. So I try to put her to sleep immediately after, but she puts up her shield and I miss her. And over here, I'm not entirely sure how this is working, but I'm not getting frozen here. This might have been a glitch, but I see Sophie D over here, and I can't put her to sleep. So I try to shoot her, and she just doesn't chase me after, and is standing not on the point, And this is sort of me thinking they're acting a little weird. And you'll see I get 2 kills in the next round that sort of agree with that statement. But we still win the match. So moving forward here, we all sort of run on the point. I think this is sort of just a wash here. We sort of win. We win in at least 3 minutes. So this is probably the best map for Ana on Lijiang Tower because it's the most open and she has pretty much 3 points to heal the point. So she can stand over here on the ledge over here and sort of fire down, and hopefully your team is on this side of this little column here. She can stand, which I think is the most safe, where I am, behind the point here, although if your team stacks up like this, it kind of becomes a little difficult to heal people. So how am I going to heal the Reinhardt if Soldier is dead right here? Or D.Va, even worse, who's much larger, covers the entire Reinhardt box. Or alternatively, the most dangerous point to stand as Ana, actually she has 4 parts. But here, this probably I would not stand here unless you're really good with your sleep darts. And then the alternative spot is all the way up here, the high ground, but it's kind of difficult to get up there. So, and it's also a big waste of time. Right now I can be healing my team immediately when they need it because I'm the solo hero. I see Reinhardt gets slept and then frozen, but does not die. So I'm thinking, well shit, there's a Mei, there's an Ana, Reinhardt just dashed in, I gotta throw a grenade somewhere. So I throw my grenade onto the point, hoping to hit as many people as possible. I hit the Reinhardt, which is really nice. He backs off, and now we have 3 people critical. Reinhardt dashes in. He's gonna die, I think. Yeah, he dies pretty quickly. So as a Reinhardt, especially if you're the only tank, do not throw your dashes out willy-nilly. It's not a wise move. Granted, it stopped this push, I think. Well, it slowed it down, certainly, but it didn't really help anyone. We could benefit having 2,000 extra health points, or whatever, way more than we do now. So, where I am, kind of dangerous, but my positioning's fine because I'm behind 2 DPS. So I had Reaper and Soldier launching damage down here, so I'm free to push up behind them because they are scaring the enemy away that way. So, on the point we have 2 of our 2 tanks, our 2 lovely tanks doing their thing, and 1 enemy here on Reinhardt. So obviously we're all gravitating towards him because he's contesting a point and making a big mistake. I already have my ult. I put Reinhardt asleep, so he was the biggest target, so I wanted to put him asleep, but he was also the lowest in health. He was probably going to die anyways, but putting the extra stun on him assured his death. So it's really important to use your sleep darts in that way, sort of just to make sure you get kills. And that's sort of what happens there. So I see Reaper taking damage. I'm pretty certain that most Reapers just hold down W or forward and hold down left click and just get whatever kills they can get, especially in 1300 SR. So if you ever see a Reaper running towards you, at least back up or try to get the fuck out of there or negate his ability to shoot you. And Reinhardt, I miss a sleep dart there, so that's my cue to get the fuck out. So I've positioned myself because I know this corridor has a health pack. I know this corridor has this mini health pack here. It's good enough for now, and I know I can push up this way and get closer to my team if I do so. So that's why I've positioned myself there, so if I start taking any damage from a slow person like Zarya, I'm totally fine. Luckily, she totally thinks, oh, it's not worth a pursuit to take out their only healer who's healing the team. I'm going to throw my ult on the point. And totally negate Mei's ult, who pretty much does the same exact thing, freezes the point. In fact, her ult might just be better than Zarya's if they're all in one place anyways. So now Zarya's deciding to chase after me, but gives up, and now it's when you see that Sophie D has given up. I just got 3 shots on her without having to move my crosshair, and I don't really know what's going on. And then immediately after I get this McCree kill, 1, 2, luckily, I get that kill. I don't know. Actually, that one, I don't know. That one looked like he was moving at least. But Zarya just sort of, maybe he was doing something, or she? I don't know. Anyways, I just try to keep people alive, and we sort of just take this point from here on out. So I want to take this point to take the time to thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe to us, Hungover Gaming, if you like this content. And if you'd like to see more, we have a whole bunch of other crap on our channel. So we do a podcast every Monday, and we do Let's Plays every Friday at 9 a.m. as well on this channel, and you can check it out. So I also use my ult to assure that we keep people off the point. And that's our spiel. We sort of present video gaming content, hopefully in a different way, you might think. And our podcast is a topical podcast where we talk about everything from video games to political stuff like that might be pertinent at the time. So go ahead and check us out. We're on iTunes and SoundCloud, and of course on YouTube. So let's go and watch the play of the game. So, it was Sewell, Soldier 76, coming onto the point with Lijiang Tower. Ryan gets a nice... Oh, sorry, it's D.Va getting a nice dash. He has his ult secured. Luckily, did not get launched into Sophie D's... Oh my god, what a name. Sophie D's Zarya ult, but does not get killed either by any stray people. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. Yeah, man. Catch you guys next week. Peace out.